Sup, it's your unfriendly red rat neighbor Kevin Cornish. I'm back with a brand new video. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description. What if creators such as Six Masters and ours. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head out over to their page, check out their content, and tell them the Cornish Man sent you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tickle that bell notification to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I keep forgetting that my Discord and TikTok link is also in the description. If you want to just holla at a nigga, help me out creating a brand new what if, or just hang out, head on over to my Discord. I don't bite. If you just want to see me having fun with my cats and dogs, granted my cat is very fat, head on over to my TikTok. Don't forget to like and follow. So this is what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Leonidas. So let's get straight into it. In the last part, Naruto, met Jiraiya. He was being his Jiraiya self. Um, Naruto then confided in Jiraiya, stating that he is looking for a way to meditate or train to meditate. He didn't divulge why he needed to meditate to Jiraiya, but Jiraiya immediately told Naruto that he has a few techniques or few arts of meditation that he encountered through his years of journey. Naruto thought about it a few minutes, with Kurama manifesting and Jiraiya seeing, Kurama, and she's very beautiful. You know, decided to lunge at Kurama, but Kurama is like, not physical. It's the clone jutsu, where it's like, an illusion to, you know, but she is there to advise Naruto in certain stuff, and she's here to do her job, stating that she has a very weird feeling about the old man, and Naruto shouldn't hang with him any longer. After getting this, some advice from Kurama, Naruto decided to decline Jiraiya's offer. As they left, Jiraiya wondered why Kurama didn't recognize him. So we flash back 7 years to the past when Kurama was being controlled by AKA Madara. After she was sealed into Naruto, a little complication happened because Madara was, not giving up in this situation, kind of threw off the ceiling equilibrium somehow, and caused Kurama to lose her memories somewhat. But she still, after certain events, she still kept the memory of Kushina asking her to protect her baby in her stead, seeing that she has already impaled Minato and Kushina already at this moment in time. She already forgotten them. So it's like a split second. Kurama forgot everything and everyone. So we head off over to we change of view to the third Hokage, the village council, and Danzo. Oh, um, discussing what they would do about, Hiruzen revealing the origin of Naruto, and as Hiruzen was explaining that they should start the boys' training immediately, Danzo came up with quite a devious but brilliant idea, as to allow the root to train Naruto, but he had a look of disgust and revenge, which prompted Hiruzen to ask Danzo why would Danzo want to train his mortal enemy's son, as we now get a flashback to when Hiruzen decided that he was planning to retire, and Danzo was very happy about this because he was second in line to becoming the fourth Hokage. As I said, second in line, right? And seeing that the first Minato Namikaze wasn't as interested in becoming the Hokage as Danzo, he thought he would, a become the fourth Hokage and rule over Konoha village with an iron fist. Yeah, just a, basically just a. But an incident happened where Minato, showed off his skills while Danzo was busy, imagining his future while danger was happening outside. A few lightning ninja evaded the village at this time and caused some damage to the area thanks to Minato apprehending and killing all the ninjas in the flash of an eye. I mean, in a twinkle of like swing. In a blink of an eye, all the enemies were then, incapacitated. My bad. Um, and such. So, after seeing in Minato's bravery and resolve to protect the village, you know, the people override Danzo from becoming the fourth Hokage. In fact, rebelled on Danzo becoming the fourth Hokage because he was acting Hokage at this moment in time. Let's say about this time, time skip of 2 months have happened, and Danzo already, showed his colors on how he was planning to rule Konoha village. And after the incident with Lightning Country, and Minato showed how he would have protected the village by action, the people decided to vote Minato as the fourth Hokage, which prompted Danzo to seek revenge against Minato all throughout Minato's run of being the Hokage. Danzo tried multiple times to somewhat assassinate Minato, but Minato couldn't prove it all the time. I mean, prove that the assassin was sent by Danzo. So they assassins always failed, no matter what. Uh, so we're back in the present time as Danzo, came up with, an excuse stating that Minato was one of the greatest ninjas ever known to Konoha village, and the Roots have first-hand encountered with Minato's techniques and style of fighting, and they have done extensive research on Minato, and they could provide all that training that Minato did to Naruto. Hiruzen sat back in his chair, smoked his pipe, then stood up, faced the window, and started laughing. And as he saw Fugaku and how was his name again? Fugaku and Hiyashi rushing to the Hokage mansion. A few moments later, Hiyashi, Hyuga, and Fugaku Uchiha arrived as they burst into the meeting where the council, the third Hokage, and Danzo were as they both fell to their knees, asking the third Hokage for them to be the one to have the honor in training the fourth Hokage's legacy. Um, Hiruzen stopped giggling for a while. Everyone was wondering why he was giggling. Hiruzen stopped giggling as he turned to both men as they were both glaring at each other, seeing sparks firing from their eyes and clashing, making the room tense with, envy, I'm guessing. But anyway, So the third Hokage then prompted and asked both men why would they want to train a Naruto with um with Fugaku stating that Minato Namikaze was his best friend throughout his entire life, and they promised each other that they would train their sons together. And seeing that Minato was no longer here, and the promise is still strong with Fugaku. um Hiruzen nodded his head in approval as then he looked at Hiyashi and asked Hiyashi why would Hiyashi want to train Naruto, with a few more comments such as noting that you're a proud you're the proud Hyuga race, and you don't allow anyone that is not Hyuga to even enter the Hyuga compound. So explain yourself. With Hiyashi standing up, stating that the boy is betrothed to his daughter, and it's his obligation to train the boy in order for him to, claim the hand of his daughter as the strongest ninja of Konoha, such as his father. And Hiyashi then revealed that he admired Minato Namikaze. At that point, he actually wanted his sister to marry Minato, but Minato was already engaged to Kushina, which held back that process. So it would have been years back that Hiyashi actually would have allowed someone who's not a Hyuga to marry a Hyuga. This everyone was stunned because they didn't hear the rest of it. They only heard the part about um you know Naruto betrothed to Hinata, with Hiruzen repeating this sentence over and over, not quite understanding what is going on. He confusingly nodded his head as he then asked everyone to exit the Hokage room, office, except for Fugaku and Hiyashi. Everyone then exit, but they could have sensed malevolent intent coming from Danzo. As he left the office, he turned and glared at the three of them. Hiruzen then, started talking to the two of them as he asked them to look after Naruto. He then called up Dog and Cat. These are his personal ambus, as he then instructed them as well to, continue keeping an eye on Naruto and not to, intervene in any of his affairs. So this is the reason why um, Hiyashi knew that whenever Naruto's birthday came up for the past 7 years, he was getting bullied by the citizens, but he had to keep that contained, but he couldn't keep it contained any longer. This is why he revealed Naruto's origin to the entire villagers. 2 years have passed and Naruto is now training with Fugaku and Hiyashi. Fugaku and Hiyashi. And Hiyashi is teaching Naruto on his chakra control, with Fugaku teaching him taijutsu and ninjutsu. Uh, After a period of time, Naruto and Hinata started talking to each other, but they were still like awkward kids in that state, with Hinata actually remembering in the past where once Naruto came to her rescue, and we flash back to where Naruto was 5 years old, coming from the Hokage mansion, noting that every year he goes there, Hiruzen would give him some gift or another. One day he was passing through and he saw some kids, bullying someone that was on the ground as they were calling the person names, kicking at her, and screaming at her and telling her she's worthless. Naruto then came over her to stop the kids, but the kids didn't know that he was the demon of the village. As they started to tease him, Naruto, already, practicing his ninjutsu, tried to perform a shadow clone which bombed, and the boys then proceeded to attack Naruto, but Naruto, like in canon, wasn't like in canon. He defended himself all the way through, causing the boys to then give up on beating him and ran away. So his scarf didn't get actually, that red scarf that he had didn't actually get ruined this time. They didn't, stomp around while he was passed out on the ground. Naruto was punching for punch, man. His shadow clone was shit, but his punching game was on point. So the big one gave Naruto a punch. Naruto gave the big one a punch of his own. The little one then came, hold on to Naruto, and the big one came. Naruto kicked him in his nuts. You know what I mean? Stuff like this. So he lost the fight, but yet he won the fight because they were 3-on-1. But the three boys then proceeded to run away from Naruto. The girl then got up, walked over to Naruto, seeing that Naruto's scarf fell. She then took the scarf to him. Naruto noticed that this girl didn't have a scarf of her own, and he then told her to keep it, stay warm, as he left in the snow to his then now house. Now we're back in the present moment with Naruto complaining that Fugaku and Hiyashi won't leave him alone, as he was then now going after training, going to his favorite place in the village, which was Ichiraku Ramen. As he was, approaching, he noticed that Hinata was already there, as Ichiraku noted that she ate more ramen than even Naruto. Naruto came over, hearing this, started a competition with Hinata. A few bowls later, Naruto could be seen stating that he ate too much food, with Hinata still going, prompting Naruto to, get this, glee in his eye, as to know that she is very awesome. No one have ever beaten Naruto in a ramen eating competition, and his fiance just did it like that, man. Later on, we get the point where Naruto was called to the Hokage mansion, as he was then introduced to Iruka. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He was then introduced to Haruka, stating that he will be starting the Ninja Academy soon, and his guardian will be Iruka Sensei, which Naruto kind of already met a few years back when he was being attacked by some villagers. Iruka was the one who put them up for the night after he found Naruto. He never talked to Iruka ever since then, but he respected that, Iruka didn't actually, try to kill him at that time. Sooner or later, Naruto is now in academy with Hinata, or started the academy earlier than him. Entered because of how was this dickhead's name? Because of Mitsuki, we flash back to where Naruto was 7 years old, and he was trying to enter the academy because he just rejected Jiraiya's offer to learn meditation, stating that Jiraiya was quite disturbed at that moment in time. But Mitsuki told Naruto to, buzz off, seeing that he was the one who destroyed the village. Each with Naruto telling Mitsuki that he was cleared of that. He already told the Hokage already told everyone that the Nine Tail is not him and he's the son of Minato. But was being Mitsuki's string was being controlled by Danzo, with Mitsuki being an undercover ambu for Danzo. Later on, after Naruto was told that he could attend the academy, Mitsuki tried his best to make Naruto's life a living hell, noting that Naruto could not have done the Shadow Clone Jutsu with perfection, and this isn't because of Kurama destructing his chakra, but because of his overwhelming chakra. His Shadow Clone comes out a little bit wonky. Granted, he was training with Hiyashi on, chakra control, but they haven't gotten that far with them doing physical and mental preparation as per Naruto's request, because Naruto is learning chakra control, but at this moment he is trying to focus on meditation so he could then master all the techniques he had in the past when he was Leonidas. So we shift to a point of view where Mitsuki, not Mitsuki, Mitsuki and Danzo were meeting up in an alley, with Danzo stating that to tell Mitsuki, Danzo tells Mitsuki to tell Naruto to steal the scroll of sealing. After stealing the scroll of sealing, he should instruct the boy to leave the village, where Danzo's ambu would ambush Naruto, kill him, and steal the scroll of sealing, giving it to the nearby nation. So said, so done. Mitsuki came up to Naruto because Naruto failed the test once for the first time, and it was visibly disappointing Naruto. Mitsuki then told Naruto to steal the scroll of sealing, as the scroll of sealing would provide him with the power to perform even greater ninjutsu. Naruto then asked him if there are any information in the scroll pertaining to meditation and to seek enlightenment. Mitsuki didn't understand what Naruto was saying, but then proceeded to tell him yes anyway. Naruto prepared his plan because he was going to steal the scroll of sealing, but he was then interrupted by two masked individuals. They then referred to themselves as dog and cat. They instructed Naruto that the stealing the scroll of sealing would not provide him with the power instructed by Mitsuki. Naruto then came up with a plan to, capture Mitsuki in the act of, trying to steal the scroll of sealing, which he was planning on stealing the scroll of sealing, but not necessarily that point, you know what I mean? So they went along with Naruto's plan. Naruto still stole the scroll of sealing and went to the location specified by Mitsuki. But instead of Mitsuki coming alone, he was with a few other ambus of the roots, and they suddenly tried. They were talking to Naruto. Naruto promised cat and dog that he wasn't going to read the scroll of sealing, but promise is a comfort to a fool. Naruto decided to read the scroll of sealing before Mitsuki and his bunch of goons could show up. Boom, his bunch of goons showed up, and at that moment Mitsuki didn't show that he was alone, but he was not. He then told Naruto to, hand over the scroll of sealing, with Naruto complying. But as the scroll of sealing, as Mitsuki held the scroll of sealing, it poofed and transformed into a log, and Naruto then poofed away after giving Mitsuki a smug smile. Mitsuki then ordered his men to apprehend Naruto, with them hot on Naruto's tail. One by one, screams could be heard echoing from the forest, with Mitsuki wondering what is going on. Suddenly, Iruka arrived, and he was wondering what happened, because the news of the scroll of sealing was now, you know, out there, with the Hokage sending out all the ninjas to apprehend Naruto. He has the scroll of sealing. Mitsuki pretended that he didn't know, told Mitsuki Iruka some story that he saw Naruto, heading into the forest, and he heard a few shouting. That's why he's over here. And they went off. He kind of let Iruka went ahead of him, and then threw a few kunais at Iruka, cutting Iruka, causing Iruka to fall down on the ground. And Naruto, seeing this, you know, jumped down where Iruka was and told Iruka that it was all a lie. Mitsuki is the one who wants to steal the scroll of sealing, and it looks like he brought a few ombus from Danzo along with him. Suddenly, someone kicked Naruto straight in the face, causing Naruto to fly a couple feet away from Iruka. Iruka was then Naruto opened his eyes to see Iruka in the hands of none other than Danzo. Dun 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 dun. Danzo then turned to Mitsuki, telling Mitsuki that this wasn't part of the plan. He should have gotten rid of the brat. He should have gotten rid of the brat already. And why does the brat still have the scroll of sealing? And who is this fool? Mitsuki explained to Danzo that the boy tricked him. Somehow he knew of his plan, and this is one of the teachers of the academy, but he is nothing but a minor expense. Danzo then removed the bandage from his eye, placing Iruka under a genjutsu, because he doesn't want to kill Iruka. That would defeat the purpose of their plan. Naruto finally gets on his feet, with Danzo and Mitsuki walking towards him. Naruto said that he is no longer alone, and he would defend the scroll of sealing even if it causes his life. Suddenly, laughter could be heard from above the tree, over Naruto, as cat and dog jump down, stating that Danzo and Mitsuki are under arrest for committing high treason. One, for trying to steal the scroll of sealing. Two, for trying to kill the fourth Hokage's legacy. A big fight ensued in the forest, with Naruto trying to run away. A few of Danzo's shadow clones was hot on his pursuit, but then appeared the third Hokage, bursting all of Danzo's shadow clone, with him giving Naruto a pat on the head, and then telling Naruto that later on they would, issue Naruto's punishment. So now there's a huge fight in the forest, but Danzo was planning this for years. In fact, he was the one who made it possible for a certain someone to escape. And now the certain someone has returned to cause mayhem, to cause destruction. Orochimaru. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, anyway. So now Danzo and the third Hokage are facing off each other, with Danzo being quite tired, noting that it was the fourth Hokage's fault that caused him not to, kill out the Uchihas, which would cause him to get that power he actually wanted. But noted he does have a few eyes that he could turn back on, but these are for last resort. These are for him to escape from a battle that he would not win. Basically, one that he's in now. So, this entire time, the third Hokage had the upper hand, with Mitsuki noting that he has no chance against the third Hokage. He bolted like hours ago. But while he was running, he encountered Orochimaru, with Orochimaru placing the curse mark on Mitsuki, stating that this mark would give Mitsuki more power, not to cause him to, cower under the fucking immense power that the third Hokage possesses. Um, so they were making their way back. Danzo was planning on using his, gross ice techniques to, get away from the third Hokage, but he heard the laughter of Orochimaru, and then a snake appeared, biting Danzo on the neck, applying the curse mark on Danzo as well. Later on, the laughter got louder and louder, and Orochimaru is now revealed from out of a tree, because he slithered out of a tree, because it's better that way. It's more dramatic if he came out of a tree, because it's badass like that. He did that in the anime as well. It was gross, but fuck, I'm gonna use it anyway. Um, so a tree against one fight started with the third Hokage kind of, defending himself, not able to attack back because, again, it's a tree against one. Naruto returned back with cat and dog, seeing that the third Hokage was getting overwhelmed, moved without thinking and kicked away Mitsuki, causing Mitsuki to get a little surprised, but then, stood on his feet, stating that he felt a tickle. Tickle my ass. Naruto then proceeded to, cover himself with Kurama chakra, but this is like, the orange one, the nasty Kurama chakra, the one that would burn his skin. But Kurama didn't have it on high, voltage. She was physically angry that they were beating on someone that loved Naruto so much that she herself is offering that power, man. So the fight against Mitsuki and Naruto was totally one-sided. Naruto did Mitsuki bad using his Spartan style of fighting. Cat and dog noticed, and they were wondering what kind of fighting style is that, with Naruto manifesting a chakra blade aid and, started slicing up Mitsuki. This is going to be Naruto's first murder, but he doesn't see it as murder. He see it as Furman's gotta die. Orochimaru, seeing Naruto perform, decided that he would work well with the curse mark and was trying to place a curse mark on Naruto. He successfully bit into Naruto's neck, but he forgot something. This is the host of the Nine-Tailed Fox. Orochimaru's face burst into flames as he writhed in agony. Noting that he was going to, lose his face, he decided to shed his skin. And and we're still going to be having the death of the third Hokage at this point, with the third Hokage still using the Death Reaper seal to seal away Orochimaru's arms. So it's a little earlier than usual for the third Hokage to die, but we gotta have it in this one because it's going to be quite different from my usual one. So just hang on and hang on with it. You'll understand it later. Uh, so the battle concluded. Orochimaru escaped with a bit of his dignity. Danzo escaped with a bit of his dignity, and Naruto is left in a crater holding the third Hokage's body, screaming to the top of his lungs. Cat and Dog then revealed their faces to Naruto being what's his name again? Kakashi Hatake and Rin Hatake. Anyway, this is where we're going to be leaving this off. Hopefully y'all enjoy this one. I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description. What if creators such as Six Meister of the Meister Can, Kid Zeus of Kid Zeus Studios, YK, and Gratify, just to name a few. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head out over to their page and tell them the Cornish Man sent you. Check out their contents. Check out their contents first, you know what I mean? Check out the contents, then tell them the Cornish Man sent you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tickle that bell notification to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I keep forgetting that the link to my TikTok and Discord is in the description as well. If you just want to holler at a nigga, help a nigga out with a brand new what if, head on over to my Discord. We don't bite. If you just want to see me having fun with a very fat cat and a very, very fat dog, head on over to my TikTok. I also have my short animation that I did a few months back. But anyway, this is your unfriendly red rat neighbor, Kevin Cornish, and I'll see you in the next one. Holla at a nigga, say whoop, no banana. Say some shit. Say some shit. Say meow. Hey, say meow. Yeah.